volume up. There we go. I knew I'd get something wrong this evening. This is K4PAW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. And I am going to be your net control tonight. Kevin, if you're listening, we're not doing 6 meters tonight. We're doing 10 meters. Emergency traffic, if there was, please call 911. And if you can or can't do that, we'll be here to help you if we can. Just make sure to break in at any time. For information on the net, you can go right now to YouTube and you can look at the screen on my radio and see what's going on. You can also hear other stations that you might not normally hear. You can also go to, you just put K4PEW, my call, into the search block, and you'll get it on YouTube. It'll come right up. You can also go to 146415.net for information on Simplex. Also go to MJSS on not the go-to, but that's what you put in, MJSS into the groups.io to look at our net schedules on the front page there. You can also join our email list. And you can also send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. Our net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. Of course, that's where we are right now. And we're conducting, and that's starting at 146.415.net on Simplex. 146.415 FM. And we're going to be moving over to 446.415 FM and then to 28.415 upper sideband and then to, 223.415. It's secret, that's why I can't remember. Purpose net is to have fun. Figure out what we can and can't hear, figure out why our station sucks, figure out I sound like crap over the airwaves here because you can hear it on YouTube. if it does, I'm not saying anybody does. But some are better than others. But some people have really expensive sound systems and big signals, and they also have great microphones. But that's nothing to worry about as long as we can hear you. That's all that matters. As I give the nets tonight, the announcements we have tonight, we're doing, like I said, those nets. This one 446.415. Hold on, I was writing things down wrong here. 446.415, 28.415, and 223.415. Hard to forget. But we also have nets coming up on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. at 28.415. But Michael KM4YRF does. And he is the only guy on the planet doing FM on the 28. I forgot the frequency already. Whatever, he does FM. Just show up for this sideband. It's 29.415, I think. And then over to 29.250 for C4 FM on 10 meters, which I know nobody's doing one of those. Well, I don't think they are anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there any other announcements for the net? Well, that was a big round of I don't know. Let's see. We're going to be starting from the west today, but first we're going to be taking people short on time, mobile, or first-time check-in. So please come now if you're one of those three.
KF4, KFQ.
All righty, we got KF4, KFQ, getting ready to take his meds for the night.
That and I'm miserable.
Well, I'm sure of that. Based upon what you told me, sure. Pain is nothing to. It is something to flinch at, actually.
Yeah, KF4, KFQ. That's it.
All right, go to bed. Try to take 7 aspirin and call me in the morning. That was Tony. He's got a health issue that he's trying to resolve. It's hurting a lot. Anyway, that was KF4 KFQ. He's Tony, and he's in Smyrna. Big signal. Almost blew my ears out here. I've got the volume set pretty high. Who else is short on time, mobile, or first time check-in? No mobile, first time check-ins, or short on time? Yeah, that's it. They're short on time because they're not here yet. Well, then we'll start from the west. Please come now.
KB904 ILV.
Oh man, hold on, Jack. We got a special guest tonight. Kilo Bravo 9 Oscar. Oscar. I can't even say it. I'm so unused to saying it. Oscar Charlie. OCD. It's Delta. There you go. How you doing, man?
Doing very well, Paul. How are you doing? Long time, but missed you guys. I'm glad to be able to check in tonight.
Well, everything been all right?
Oh yeah. But it just sometimes it's hard for me to stay up at this late when you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You're not still working again, are you?
No, I got a part-time gig, but it's very, very part-time.
Oh, okay. You're not getting up at 3 a.m. just because you're used to it, you mean?
Evidently, because I can go to bed anytime, and 3 o'clock I'm wide awake.
Oh, so you're just used to your body's used to that. That's you're gonna try to get over that or what?
No, it seems to be working out pretty good in my behalf, so then that way I'll have a legal excuse to take a nap in the afternoon.
Yeah, you don't need an excuse.
No, but it sounds good.
Yeah, I bet it does. So everything else going okay though?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I hope everybody well on the net. And I was glad I'm able to check in tonight. And I hope, Paul, you're doing well.
How come what name do you have on your QRZ page?
Should be Gregory W. Cooper.
Okay, well it is. I just want to make sure. It just sounds funny to see the full name spelled out for me.
I was going to add a sir in front of it, but yeah, I figured he didn't have enough room.
Yes, sir, and then put the third.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Anything else good for the net tonight before you go to bed?
No, I just wish everybody 73s have a good evening, and thank you for the time for the net. So KB9 OCD back to K4 PEW net control. Thank you, Paul.
Very good. That's Greg, KB9 OCD. He's up in the hinterlands up there. Tell me again. I keep forgetting where you are.
That was a big tourist trap town of Pleasant View, Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. But I've been by it. Near it anyway. I've never stopped there. So is there much to see?
Well, the only thing I can guarantee is that you'll not get sand between your toes.
Okay, very good. That is Greg from Pleasant View, Kilo Bravo 9, Oscar, Charlie Delta. Who else is short on time? Or mobile or first time checking? All righty. Hold on one second. Let me just double check something here. YouTube can be such a pain in the neck to deal with. Anyway, let me mute that for a second. Very good. I wanted to make sure that my screen looked all right on here. I'm blocking out some of the stuff on the radio, but it doesn't matter because the important stuff is showing, and I hadn't looked. Anyway, because I can change that whole routine. Who else? Anybody else? Again, from the West. Let's start there then. If there's no more others. Well, that's right. We had Jack, KG4ILV. How you doing, Jack?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Paul?
A little harried and hectic. I don't know. It's not really hectic tonight. I just ended up doing a lot of stupid things. And did you see my thumbnail for tonight?
Yeah, I sure did. I like that. I was going to say it was a really nice day. Did you get to go outside any?
Oh yeah, man. I made it down to the mailbox. It's harder to come back up because it's a downhill down my driveway, so it's work.
Well, worked out my garden a little bit, trying to get it ready to plant my garlic, and went and voted yesterday. So that's about all I've been doing over here.
Yeah. I voted. I voted Monday, right? I went out there I got there at 7:45, and there was already a line of about 30 people. They're waiting for the doors to open.
I went down to Howard School because it had the fewest people checking in, and when about 2 o'clock, all the lunch people were over, and I walked right in and voted and walked right out. Wasn't there 5 minutes.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I saw some other lines that were outrageous, and I didn't. In fact, the first time I went, I saw the line. I go, nope, I'm not waiting.
Well, let you get on with it. KG4 ILV. Thanks for doing that, Paul.
Yep, that's Jack. Kilo Golf 4 Indy Lima Victor. He's in Donaldson, South Donaldson to be exact. Who else is? He doesn't talk to North Donaldson. Who else is west?
November 4th, Foxtrot Oscar X-ray.
Well, I just messed that up. Foxtrot, Oscar X-ray, correct?
Yep, Fox. Justin, Cumberland Furnace.
Yeah, no, I don't know how I messed that up. Sometimes you hear things and I go, what did he just say? That wasn't clear to me anyway. How you doing up there in Cumberland Furnace there, Justin? You're doing a big job on the signal today.
Oh, cool. Appreciate it. Doing all right. I was curious what you were using over there on your end for power and antenna and height and location.
Well, I'm right here. You'll probably know if you know anything about the area, when I-40 goes east, it goes through Mount Juliet. And I'm on the northwest corner of Mount Juliet Road and I-40. about a quarter mile north of the interstate and about a quarter mile west of Mount Juliet Road. So I'm behind like the Chrysler dealer over there, if you're aware of that. And my elevation, my ground elevation here is about 686 feet, I believe. And I've got the antenna up about 20 feet above that. And I'm a great location going in your direction because I'm at one of the higher points here in Mount Juliet, overlooking really Davidson County. It's kind of awesome.
Well, shoot, yeah, that is. That works out really good. Location and antennas matter a whole lot in radio, more so than the radios.
Oh yeah, no, when I first got this, I did a little test, and I had the same antenna. It's the X500 made by Diamond, and I had it up about a little higher than this. When I had it up in my chimney before the tornado ripped it down, and so I hooked up my handheld, which is a Kenwood THF6A, and that will take it down to a quarter watt when it's on the battery. I was able to transmit a quarter watt, and I had full copy into Nashville.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's a cool handheld too. I think I used to have one of those.
Well, if you find it, I'll buy it off you. Those are great radios.
I sold it. I always have something cool, and I'm like, man, this is great. And then I'll end up getting rid of it and thinking, yeah, I won't miss it. And then later on, I'm like, I wish I didn't get rid of it.
Yeah, no, that particular model is great. It may be, as far as I can tell, it's one of the best, most reliable tri-band radios because it's got the 220 in it, and all the bands have 5 watts. It's got 400 memories, as if I ever needed 400 memories. But it's just so reliable and built like a brick. I don't know. I'll probably die with it, and you can stick it in my casket.
I heard you guys say you have a net on 220. I don't have anything for that right now. I used to, but people still hang out on 220 much over there? I know years ago it used to be kind of more active, like repeater owners and other things would kind of hang out in the background on 220 and talk about everyone else on 2 meters.
Well, that's what we tend to do, but we don't talk about. Well, we do. We talk about a lot of stupid things on 220 because we know there's nobody listening. I don't hear anything we only hear a few people once in a while at drive time on 220, and I don't even scan it anymore because I don't want to waste time or power. So yeah, I think we're the only ones in the whole area doing 220 on Simplex. I don't know if anybody else even attempts it, and we've had as many as 14 people on our nets.
Sweet. I'm gonna have to get something for that again. I still got a 3-element beam I was using for 220 years ago. It did all right, so I still got that laying around. It's on the back porch now. I actually dug it out the other day.
Hey, give me your call again. I messed it. It is K4FOX, right?
Nope, November 4, Foxtrot Oscar X-ray.
You know, can't read my own writing. I couldn't tell. I had started to write something because I didn't know you. Never mind. It looked like a K, and I go, that doesn't sound right though. All right, very good. November 4, FOX. Did you pick you actually? That's a vanity call, I take it.
Yeah. I'm kind of partial to Foxes, and that was a nickname also for a while. And when I upgraded to General, I wanted to get something and maybe make it where people would remember it. Because sometimes I have trouble remembering people's calls myself, so I thought, maybe if I make it something easy.
Well, there's one way to help me remember. I do the nets twice a week, and so I tend to remember them after a while. I hear them in my sleep. No, I was going to say I like that name. The ship I served on in the Navy was the Fox. It was named after a Marine who died in World War II. His name was Miles C. Fox. So we just the reference point is always when we talk about our ship is just the Fox. Hey, the Fox. Anyway, that was my home for 4 years.
Oh, okay, interesting. All right, well, I'll let you jump in and get someone else in there. Thanks for having the net. You're sounding good on this end, and I'll say 73 and be listening. I'll check you out there on YouTube as well. N4FOX.
Yeah, very good. That's Justin in Cumberland Furnace, November 4. I just want to say Fox. November 4, Foxtrot, Oscar, X-ray. I love that call. Who else is West? Hello, Roy. You doing okay? Yo, Roy.
Well, hello, Paul. That's a matter of interpretation.
Well, it can be. That's right. As we age, I have to evaluate it every day.
Yeah. Well, Paul, I'm just glad I got in. most part, yes, I'm doing okay. Still dealing with the cancer treatment stuff. With any luck, about another month, and I should be starting to clean my body out of it. And I'm working forward on the dancing. And let me take a short break. So yes, I'm working with the dancing, and I'm still hoping to compete in December. And I've got two competitions, and one is world competition. And I am still striving to take first in my age group. That's in the gold category. And I get to hear you from time to time. I don't always get to speak, but yep, I'm always thinking about you, Paul. And it's just glad I got to catch you for a minute here. And just put it out there. This is Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Kilo Echo.
Yeah, very good. Roy, which radio and antenna you on tonight?
I'm on the mobile, and it's actually faced away from you towards the north.
Ah, that's why it was a little lower. I was going to say it didn't sound like you're home. You did say you were out, but it wasn't clear to me at the beginning, and I just wondered if you were on a handheld or what. But no, you sound good though. I got full copy on you. That's Roy, Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Kilo Echo. He's normally in Madison, but he's out mobile today. So good to have you in there, Roy. Appreciate it. Appreciate you making the effort. I'm glad you're doing better, and let's hope that ends on the in the 30 days or so on that trade. Who else is it? In fact, I have a couple of friends of mine going through that right now. Who else is West?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
You sound good tonight there, Greg.
Clean living.
Who are you talking about?
That's why I sound good.
No, I don't know. I know. I'm just saying. I was going to say, who's clean living around here?
Anyway, yeah, I don't know.
All right, very good. Everything all right?
Yeah, doing good. Nothing further though for Katie for CVE.
Yeah, very good. That's Greg. He's in Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is West? Nobody else West. We'll go to South. Tony already checked in, so he's maybe I ought to ask for sandbaggers, and I'll pick up Laverne.
Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hello, Larry. You sound pretty good. A little bit of static, but you're doing fine. Everything all right?
Everything's good down here. So let's go with Paul K4 and Fluffy.
Very good. That's Larry. He is in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor. Good signal for Rockville, I got to tell you. Who else is south? Anybody?
K4 IDC.
Hey, there you go. Did you get a good report about me from Larry? You get the Larry here in town?
No, you lucked out. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to recommend people that got crappy antennas and low power.
Well, I told him you were still working on your station.
Yeah, he sounds like an interesting guy to talk to.
He is. Hey, you two will get along famously.
Well, when I saw him at the breakfast, I didn't get a chance to talk to him at all, except for saying hello. And I just thought he was quiet, and he's not. Most engineers, an outgoing engineer versus another type of engineer is.
Enlighten me.
Well, an outgoing engineer, that's the only answer you need to hear. An outgoing engineer, when he's talking to you, will actually, excuse me, a regular engineer looks down at his shoes while you're talking to him the whole time. An outgoing engineer looks at your shoes. Well, they're usually thinking, they're just, Anyway, no, engineers are great. I love them. They're just a little different than regular people.
Larry and I know each other through Hermitage United Methodist Church. I was involved with the youth when his son was in the youth, and some of his son's buddies. Larry and I have been on a mission trip or two together. And I've been anticipating his retirement for a couple of years, and he's been pinging me about wanting to earn an amateur radio license for 5 or 6 years. So the time is finally here, so I'm excited. He loves the outdoors, and he's fascinated with ham radio to an extent. But part of the reason he's fascinated with it is because it's something completely different from what anything else he's ever done. So he's like a sponge, and he is soaking it up.
Oh, I'll bet it's a lot different than engineering wastewater treatment plants.
Yeah.
That's very good. Yep, sounds like it'll be a winner. Yeah, it really sounds like a real square guy. I'm not sure he'll fit in, but no, no, he'll be good. Anything else, Robin?
Planning to go to the Stone Mountain Ham Fest in Lawrenceville, Georgia, a week from this weekend. So if anybody's interested, it's usually a pretty good show at the fairgrounds.
Wow, that's a good trip. Was it about 6 hours from here? No, it's about what, 5 hours? 3.5 hours maybe.
5.
Is it 5? Wow, too much. Of course, you have to show up. You're selling something.
I am. I got a boatload of stuff to sell. Still got some nice Drake equipment if anybody's interested.
You got any Packard cars too?
I do not. Fresh out.
Really? That's an old Edsel maybe?
Fresh out.
No, that's nice stuff, but you really want to have to use that stuff. You have to wanna. It's a wanna thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of the older hams were around and young when the Drake TR7 line came out, and that was the first solid state all band ham radio transceiver. So they have some nostalgia with regard to that.
I would have thought that a solid state Drake at that point would have been like heretical.
Would have been what?
Be heretical. It would be, it would be anathema.
Well, I'm sure some people turned their noses up at it, just like they turned up their noses to single sideband.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have. What do you mean it doesn't have tubes?
Right.
All right, very good. That was Robin, Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. He is just south of me, but he's in Davidson County, the evil county, down there on the east side of Percy Priest Lake. Big signal, of course. He's only about 5 miles south. Who else is south? South or east?
KM4YRS.
Turn down your TV or radio, whatever you got going there.
I don't have anything.
Something was. Oh, that was probably me. I could hear me.
Maybe so. Maybe there was a double.
Yeah, I doubled with myself. So what's up, Mike? Anything good?
Nope. Spent a lot of time in the jury room today after, while the attorneys were battling things out, and hopefully another day or two we'll be through.
What kind of case is it? May I ask?
It's a criminal case.
Oh, cool. I think I told you I went for. They didn't choose me. I don't remember. I don't know if they had any particular reason, but the guy sitting next to me was a cantankerous old guy, probably my age now. And the judge asked him, each juror individually, he says, will you swear to abide by the way I rule the law will be held? He says, no, I'll do it my way. He goes, okay, thank you, goodbye.
That's funny. There's 16 members on this jury. There's 12 and then 4 alternates. And we've had a really good time. They took us out to eat twice and got to ride in the sheriff's van. And then they brought food in a couple times. We're going to have Jersey Mike's tomorrow.
You need that's great. It sounds like you went to the the Holiday Inn Express.
Well, the first time they took us out, we went to this little restaurant in Lebanon that I didn't even know was there, and I can't remember the name of it. And then today we went to the country club at the golf course there in Lebanon, and had lunch. It was really, really good.
So you're feeding at the government trough this week.
Absolutely. I'm thinking about becoming a full-time juror.
Who escorts you over there? The sheriff?
Oh my gosh, yeah. They they have to go to the bathroom with us if we have to go to the bathroom, except when we're in the jury room when there's no place else to go, because they're responsible for our safety.
Yeah, well, that's pretty. That seems. I don't even want to think about that. That sounds funny. Can I go to the bathroom?
Well, they don't. in the bathroom with us, but they stand outside the door and they're constant counting people to make sure everybody's present and accounted for.
I guess that's a good thing. I guess. So make sure you don't talk to anybody like reporters or something.
Yeah, it's been a real interesting case, and I can't wait to be able to talk about it after it's over.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. They don't check you for wires, do they?
It's funny that you asked that because one of the jurors had a Bluetooth earpiece in, and she made it into the courtroom, and so they had to adjourn the court. They sent us into the deliberation room, and then they sent for her to come back out and talk to the judge, and she didn't realize she had it on, but it all turned out okay.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I had never heard of that, but that's funny. Well, very good. Anything, anything else on that, Mike?
That's all I got, Paul. Thank you for doing what you do, and I'll let you get to see who else you can find. Maybe we'll get some lollygaggers or sandbaggers tonight.
Yeah, so you like that a new book we're producing, right?
I love that.
It's a sandbagger. I mean, it's the Simplexton edition of that from the ARRL. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised they start publishing after this.
Well, you might be right about that. Back to net control, KM4YRF.
Very good. That's Michael KM4YRF in Mount Juliet here, just a couple miles east of me. And he does the nets when I'm not around. And I'm grateful. He also does the 10 meter net on 10 meter and 220 net on Sunday nights at 7:30. Don't forget 7:30 on 28.415. Who else is east?
KE4DEZ, Earl in Stick City of Cedar City. What's happening out there, Paul, man?
Well, I was just waiting for Earl the Pearl to call.
Well, there you go. Wait no longer. Sometimes y'all make me laugh, and sometimes y'all make me think, depending on which area you're out to hear, okay?
Well, I'm glad we can have some form of entertainment for hams. I'm sure sometimes we make you cringe too.
Well, yeah, that too, because there's a lot of education and a lot of thinking and a lot of this and that going on as I try to, I don't know, try to be me, okay?
That's all we ever can be.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just been tinkering around in the yard and daggone get my new driveway private entrance to my property taken care of over here and things of this, that, and other and whatnot as it may be. I need to do a burn thing, but then again, it's not, I may have to wait till the snow's on the ground. I'm open for opinions and suggestions about that in terms of, I don't want to burn down the neighborhood.
Well, I don't think there's a burn restriction right now, but it sure is dry this week and next week. All this week's going to be pretty dry. I think if you call the fire department, they'll tell you, the county fire department.
Well, county fire department and even the city let a house burn down to the foundation and daggone fire chimney a few days ago while I was out there playing with my pitchfork and hands on scraping this and scraping that. I drove by there today and talked to a few neighbors up there at the porch front at the local store, and they educated me on whether or not the fire hydrant there close by was working, but they didn't get there in time to even use it. So anyway, there was no foundation or no chimney lofts in their service.
Yeah, burned right to the ground, huh?
Yeah, there's no structural, other than the chimney and the foundation was only left. It was, of course, it was an older house and not too far from here, and it was fine. It was just like Well, that could have been my house.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't even show up until it was practically totally engulfed, or what?
Well, I really don't know the ins and outs other than I was out there playing in the yard and I seen two ambulances go by and two county sheriff vehicles go by before I seen a fire engine go by.
Huh. Yeah, there's occasions, uh, if they get to it, I've seen it in fire departments. If you have a home or, a structure that's completely engulfed and it's not endangering other homes, you don't even want to waste your time.
Well, I already explained that by individuals down there have a porch time at the local store that local fire department and this, that, and other was on a different call at the same time. So, even the Watertown volunteer fire department, because I was, my main basic question I asked them is like, hey, does this fire hydrant out here work? And they go, well, there was a fire hydrant closer to where the fire was at, but it was done too late by the time they got there for them to have any success on any part of salvation of their of the home.
Wow. Well, I hope the family's got insurance.
Well, yeah, me too. I'm kind of glad no one got really seriously injured, everything like that. And I've been watching the news for 3 days and this, that, and other, just to, but anyway, being out here in the rural community outside of city this or city that, I guess it ain't newsworthy. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. And let's say there's a few other things I like, those great things. I got a Heath kid over here and old school, operating equipment and this, that, and other. And even with this here newfangled digital equipment and everything, and MFJ being what it is and stuff like that, I got pieces and parts in between and cables that it's a trickster now, and education is from way back needs to be involved in making those things do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, in another 20 years, somebody will look at that and say, must have been from the dark ages.
Oh, they're doing that already. What you talking about? Where you been?
I guess. Anything else within that, Earl?
No, not really. I'm just, playing my, what I used to call as a kid is, playing in my, sand pile with my taco toys. And, even as being a grown up, it's just a different, bigger scale of things and whatnot like that. Be good and be careful, y'all out there. Hang on tight and enjoy the ride. And if I don't catch you between now and then, happy Booger Halloween Day and Fall Festival or whatever else you want to nomenclate it at. KE4 or DEZ. We'll see y'all now.
Yeah, very good. That was Earl, or is Earl. He's in Noreen, Stick City, as he calls it, just east of the Cedars of Lebanon Park. Big signal tonight, sounded great. Who else is east?
Hey, I'm RHD.
You sound real good tonight too, as well, Stan.
Thanks for having us running XP tonight.
Oh, is that right? You sound great.
Yeah, I'm using the XP with the Dominic 510.
Oh, wow. So you maximum of 5 watts, huh?
Roger.
Awesome. No, I wouldn't have been able to tell. I really wouldn't. It's amazing. You heard me at the front end, and I transmitted at a quarter watt, and Michael could hear me up there in north end of Nashville.
And it's kind of amazing what QRP will do sometimes.
Well, again, I'm going to reiterate. I'm going to say it again anyway. If you can get out reasonably well at 1 watt during an emergency to save on your battery or whatever you're running on, why would you want to do 50? Why waste all the power when all you need is a watt?
Yeah, this is true, Paul.
Anything else for the net?
No, I don't have anything else for the net, Paul. Back to net. KM4HQE.
Very good, Stan. That was Stan. He is in north of downtown Lebanon. It's Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Quebec Echo. Who else is east?
KG4, am I saying?
You caught me at the front end when I told you I lied to you about 6 meters. Kevin?
Oh, you was talking about, hell, I thought you was talking to somebody else, Paul. I didn't even know if you heard me or not. I thought I might have doubled with somebody.
No, I mean, just keep in mind, man, it's no matter who I'm talking about, I'm thinking about you.
That's a scary thought there, man. I would tell you.
Yeah, I'm a radio stalker.
Don't be stalking me now, because I'm going to call the police on you. I'll be done police you up.
No, I said when you asked me earlier, you said you're doing 6 meters. I went, yeah. And then after I said that, we're not doing 6 meters tonight. We're doing 10 meters.
Well, I told somebody else we was doing 6 and 10 too. Hell, I don't know what we was doing. I told him both frequencies, so he's probably going to listen on both. He's not able to check in on 6, so if we're going to do 10, maybe we'll hear him.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we're going to be on 28415. Well, very good. Anything else for the net there, Kevin?
Oh, no, nothing here, man. Y'all take care and be safe. We'll talk to you on the next one. KG4, am I saying?
Very good. That was Kevin. He's in right near Cumberland University in Lebanon. Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu. Him and Stan hold down that whole fort over there in Lebanon. Everything. There's nothing goes on that they don't know about. Who else is east?
Come in.
Go ahead, Earl.
Yeah, I just like to mention again on an old subject matter. In terms of you doing a milliwatt output and this, that, and other on probably your outside antenna, I'm assuming, hooked up to your HT or whatnot like that. It's regardless of how many watts you can put out, depending on where you're connecting to and everything like that. Uh, you know, I guess even I have in times a point of view is skipped on the ideal of the antenna versus a radio, because you can do amazing things with a rinky-dinky radio and a somewhat mobile antenna. Because out here in my antenna laboratory, I got a mobile antenna grounded to connected to a grill lid, and when it hits the fan, that's my go-to antenna with my HT. Okay, I'm just saying because I am KE4DEZ.
Yeah, no, you're doing great. You're doing great, Earl. In fact, I remember when we first got on the air together some years ago, you were really hit and miss because you were using that barbecue grill antenna.
Yeah. I had a broke down, wore out daggone cruise craft antenna too. I can't anyway. It's a one of those there. I still got it stuck up over here in my antenna laboratory, and daggone, I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of similar to a Ringo Ranger. That's what I was thinking, trying to think of what it was called. One of those Ringo Ranger antennas, and the insulator between the two pieces of parts come loose, so I had to re-glue it and readjust it, and daggone, it ain't but 5 foot off the ground. I talked to anywhere I needed to on that rascal, and it was only 5 feet off the ground.
I don't think they make those anymore, do they?
depends on whether cruise craft is still associated with MFJ or not.
Well, Chris Craft was a part of MFJ, and I assume they shut everything down, or they're going to if they haven't already.
Comment.
Hey, go ahead, Michael.
Ringo Rangers is still available. You can get them online.
I've heard people say they're nothing but a dummy load, but I know better.
Well, I don't know, but I think that's what Scott has, and man, it works great for 10 meters.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a fine antenna. It makes some fine stuff. If it was a bad antenna, nobody would buy it.
That's true. Back to that control.
Very good. That was Michael expressing his opinion about the Ringo Ranger. Nothing to do with Ringo Starr. Who else is east? Over to the north.
84 Juliet.
Hello, Mr. Danny. What's going on?
A whole lot. Been working on my tower base. Got the hoe dug. And hopefully this weekend we'll pour it. But anyway, Carlin told me to tell y'all that he will not be on the net. He is in Midtown Hospital.
Oh man, it's nothing serious, is it?
Kidney stone, still battling with it.
Well, that's serious pain anyway. I mean, I guess it could get worse if he's not in the hospital, but well, at least he's in the right place to deal with the pain.
Right. So anyway, I told him I'd pass it on.
Well, I'm going to check him in anyway. How's that? You tell him when you talk to him that he's been checked in, even if he was screaming about it.
All right, I will.
Very good. Anything else for the net, Danny?
That's it. I'll try to catch you on the next one.
All right. I even remembered that you're in station camp. Now, that's a feat for me today, okay?
Right. Good deal.
Oh, yeah. Who's the break?
Robin, K4IC. Danny, K4GON. Can you hear me?
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago at the breakfast, we were talking about a matching unit at the base of your antenna. I'm wondering if I misunderstood what you were wanting to do. I think you said you wanted to take a matching coil off a 10-meter antenna and put it on a multiband, but maybe it was the other way around. Could you set me straight, please?
I was wanting to take a node. It's like a super penetrator, but it was the next model down. And I think the match out of it because it was burned up and put a matching coil on it, like they used on one of those multi-band ones. It was a 4-to-1.
Okay. Well, I think I told you correctly that, to the best of my knowledge at that point in time. It really depends on the impedance presented before the matching unit is put in place. And I don't know what that is. Did you try anything with it yet?
No, that's been we're adding on to the house and fixing to put up a tower, so I've been working on that.
I understand. Well, I have too many projects too. All right. Well, it occurred to me that maybe I misunderstood, so I wanted to take the opportunity to ask you. So carry on. Have a blessed evening. K4IC.
All right, Katie, poor Joy.
Very good. That was Robin and Danny in a kind of a semi-private, because we're all listening, conversation. It was Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November, and that's Danny. He is in station camp up near Cottontown, and that was Robin down there on the east side of Percy Priest. Who else is east or north?
WB0NO north.
Are you running a static machine in the background? Mark?
Yeah, kind of.
No, really, I just heard that scratchiness. That sounded funny.
Yeah, better.
Well, that sounded quite better. I just wanted to make sure you knew who was there. That's all.
There's a lot going on over here, so there's a lot of noise behind me.
A lot going on. You're retired, and there's a lot going on.
I know it's hard to believe, but you don't know my wife.
No, and apparently I annoy her, so I'm probably not going to know her either.
No, we just refer to you to as that guy.
Yeah, that was, my brother and I both he was 17 years younger than I, but my father didn't change much over the years. And there were certain people in, my life, friends, just friends. And he had certain people in my brother's life, and my father would meet them, and he didn't particularly like them because either the way they dressed, or the way they looked, or the way their hair was, or how they behaved, and he'd say, who were you talking to on the phone? And you go, oh, that's Carl. And you go, oh, him. It was always him because he didn't like him.
Yep. Well, she likes everybody, so it's not a case that she doesn't like you. She doesn't even know you. But she does get a kick out of hearing me on the radio. All right, well, that's all I got. I'll go back here and see if I can solve more issues. Have a good net, WD0.
All right, that's Mark in Northwest Wilson, up there by the NOAA weather station, or I don't know, is it NOAA or WS? I don't know what they call it. Anyway, that's Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar Mark in Northwest Wilson County. Who else is north?
KV9RKK.
Hello, Frank. You working hard this week?
I am, but I'm not at work. I've been on vacation, but I'm working.
They've asked you, so they're still calling you on your vacation?
Oh, no, I did have a few people that, reached out to me that I helped, but no, working on my own stuff still, on the car and stuff like that. You lose it if you don't use it, so I had to burn a week.
Yeah, that's one of the things about owning stuff. If it just sits there a long time, you might as well not have it.
Yeah, I've been putting something off. See, I bought some stuff for it last year on my birthday, which is like I said last time on the last night, it's like around Thanksgiving. It's going to be on Thanksgiving, and I never put it on. I'm like, hey, it's almost my next birthday. I still haven't done it. So I decided to do it.
Must be something in the that comes with a ham license that we all do then.
Well, procrastination.
No, we have good intentions. We say, you know what I need, and you get that. That's what it is. They order. It's maybe a special order. You may pay $50 or $100 for it, and then it sits on the bench for like 6 months to a year. And you go, how come I haven't put that? You know why? Because you don't necessarily have to have it. You just liked it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good intentions. Yep, and not enough time to do all those intentions.
Well, it also means for instance, some of the things I have there, I'll call them on standby. There are things that I go, yeah, I'd like to put that in, but it means I might have to do a little bit of research and getting things put together so I've got everything I need, and that's a lot more work than I intended.
Me too. Yeah. Well, I got a 6-meter antenna that I bought 3 years ago. It still isn't up. So I get it.
Maybe that's what we ought to do. Is we ought to have a net that says, what have you still got in the box that you have not used?
No, we don't have enough time.
I'm confident every one of us has got. I've got something. Some things here involving him I wouldn't even own up to because it would sound embarrassing that I didn't use.
Yeah, we've all done that. I've lost things. It's like because I bought it. I'm like, oh man, where's that part? All right, well let's go get another fence latch or toilet seat or whatever it is that you bought last time you were at Home Depot 2 years ago, and then you decide I'm finally going to do it, and you end up with another one.
Okay, I got to tell you what I did though. You talk about. I should take a picture of it. I'm going to change it, but the camera that you see you can't see the camera, but there's a cheap Logitech. The cheapest one's like $15. I've had it for years, and I started using it again because of the 2-camera software I bought. I didn't buy it; it's free software. Anyway, but I had no way to mount that easily because it doesn't mount to a standard like a camera mount or a microphone mount. All it is a flat. It's made for a laptop or made for a screen. You can mount it on the back of a screen, top of a screen. But so I looked around and said, what if I can put that on? I got a stick I can lay that underneath the radio and have it point toward the screen. What can I use? And what did I have in my toolbox? Not in my toolbox, in my a rolling box I have, one of those big ones. Darned if I didn't have a nice piece of metal. It's about a half, 5/8 inches wide, and it's about 14 inches long, and it's kind of bendable, and it's got some holes in it, and so that's what it's sitting on. But you know what it's from? From the inside of a toilet. It's one of those arms that sticks over there, so you can, when you lift the handle, it pulls the plunger up.
Yeah, I know exactly what about, because that's what the upstairs one, and I have to fix that. And I know I bought a new flush valve for it, a new, refiller thing, but where is it? I moved so many things around, so I ended up getting another one.
Yeah, well, in this case, I proved to myself. I wanted to actually congratulate myself because it was like my dad had the same habits. He didn't want to throw anything away in a case you might want to use it. I lived my whole life like that in the trades and in the businesses I was in. You didn't want to throw anything out because you didn't know. In this case, I don't even know how long I had that. And all of a sudden I needed it.
Yeah, my dad always had that hardware junk drawer or jars and stuff, and I do too. And you know what? It saves my butt every day. I mean, all the time. If I just had one more of those screws, yeah, no problem. So my neighbor's like, "Hey, you got one of these?" Yep. So, and I'm not crazy, but I say one of the things I do, I call it rescuing. I rescue these things from the boneyard when I go to the boneyard. I'll get bolts that are really nice shape, not rusty, and I'm like, yeah, those come in handy. I'll take all of those. So I'm leaving with stuff, that I might not necessarily need that minute, but I'll grab it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know I've got my share of stuff that I've got parts from that kind of stuff. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, from 1974.
Well, I have some tools that I got, given to me that are probably from that time. And certainly I got a bunch of stuff from when I was in high school, but yeah, I don't think I have anything quite. Obviously, I wouldn't have a '74, but I don't think I have anything that's probably I haven't had since like maybe the late '80s, early '90s. But I moved, every time I move, I end up getting rid of some of it, but it always ends up following me.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about it some other time, but that's not what you should be doing technically. I know there's that Japanese program called, I think it's called 5S, and it's how you keep control of all your parts inventory and how you operate a system, and you never have anything that doesn't belong. In other words, and also stuff that if you're not regularly using it, you should put it somewhere else or throw it out. So you have a clean operation. It's hard to do that.
Yep, because there's always that thing in the back. Oh man, what if? What if? But yeah, at work we end up doing the same thing. And at first it's like, oh, I can't believe we got rid of all this stuff. But if it's just taking up room, it limits, productivity. Like you can make mistakes. You can grab the wrong thing. It gets, it's in the way. So it totally makes sense. Anyway, glad I was able to catch a net. I kind of got here late because had some people drop by, some friends from work, and a friend and his daughter came over to get something for. They wanted to borrow a generator, but I talked them into something else because they're doing trunk or treat and he's running some stuff. But anyway, he ended up borrowing a portable battery system from me, and he's gonna, So it took up some time. So I was a little late to the party here. But thanks again, KB9RKK.
That's all right. No big deal. There's no such thing. You can show up. By the way, I wanted to make a general announcement. I forgot to do it this week, but I needed to give advance. I think Saturday for the net, we're going to have a slight change. We're going to do shirts and skins. North and south is going to be shirts, and east and west is going to be skins. So I get to choose. So I'll probably wear a shirt. I don't think you want to see me shirtless on the air. I just it just sounds like a silly concept. Anyway, that was Frank. Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo Kilo. You have to self-identify as being skins, I guess, or shirts. Who else is north or anywhere? All righty, we're going for the lurkers, sandbaggers, landlubbers, lollygaggers, skulkers, slackers. I got low lights today, so I can't read. Lackeys, toadies, lackards, and repeater kuchunkers. We'll leave it at that. We got anybody out there? Go ahead. Hold on, we got to recheck. What'd you say?
I was wondering if you were having girls on the shirts and skins team.
Well, not on this camera, that's for certain.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to miss it.
Yeah. just thought it'd be, because I remember as kids, that's how we had always separated the teams, out on on a pickup game of basketball, and it was shirts and skins. But I haven't heard that phrase in years.
Yeah, we did the same thing. All right, carry on. Just asking. WD0
Yeah, very good. There was somebody else in there. Please come now.
K4NM Mobile.
Hey, how you doing, Clint?
Doing good. Just got done taking a YL and her family out to dinner, so had just enough time to catch the tail end. But you can put me down as a sandbagger, I guess.
No, not really. I mean, we cut people slack when they're mobile or not at their home location.
Well, I'm just thankful to put a notch in the tally book over there.
A notch in the what?
Put one down for the net. Just one more number.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, we're not looking for numbers. We're looking for people. Everything else going all right for you, Clint?
Yeah, I got no complaints. Thanks for hosting the net, Paul.
Yeah. By the way, we're having a Saturday breakfast every Saturday now. Every single stinking Saturday, and nobody has to show up for any of them if they don't want to.
Oh, I think I'm going to be down for that this Saturday. I'm in Brentwood on 65, so I probably sound pretty awful.
You've got scratchiness. It's popping in and out. Some of the noise, but you're full copy.
Okay, that's awesome. Great. Well, yeah, Saturday. I think I'm going to be there.
Very good. That's Clint, mobile. It's Kilo 4 Alpha November Mike, and he's normally in Madison, but he's down south of Nashville at the moment near Brentwood. Anybody else out there, lollygaggers, lurkers, or sandbaggers?
Question.
Go ahead, Earl.
I just say stinking Saturday. Does that mean I don't have to wear no aftershave or cologne?
No, man. Showers and shaving is not required.
Okay, maybe I'll just daggone coat myself with the smell of bacon frying. How's that?
Oh yeah. Well, there's lots of bacon over there at Golden Corral. Let me tell you, lots.
Okay, I was just trying to make it funny, cause that's the way I am. Okay, back to you, Paul. You did a fine job. Appreciate it, and there you go, hunky dory and the ooh-ah and all that other stuff. KE4DZ.
Yeah, very good, Earl. Yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention, I should have done it in the announcement. I went up to over to Carthage for I guess I don't know, it's a Smith County Amateur Radio Club. And they do Aries and some other stuff. Really active club, and they asked me to come over there. Supposedly they met me at the Hamfest over in Lebanon, but I don't remember particularly. And she called me, the woman who's the wife. She's a ham. She's a ham, and her husband's a ham. They live over in the east side of Watertown. And they asked me to do a simplex presentation for the club. And so I put together a PowerPoint presentation, and I got a lot of glassy-eyed looks. They did fine. They seemed to enjoy it. I hope. Anyway, it was a good time. I was thinking about doing the same presentation and narrating it and putting it up on the web with the same information about why simplex is important and why it's fun and why it's a good deal for young hams, new hams, and old hams, and get everybody on board. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Is there any other lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, or whatever? Please come now.
Kilo Oscar 4, Delta Foxtrot Oscar.
Oh man! I'm sorry. I got them all. I must have dyslexia today. It's Kilo Oscar for Delta Foxtrot Alpha, correct?
Delta Foxtrot Oscar.
Oh man, I forgot who that is because there's another guy with a call that's right on top of that. It's Alpha. That's why I thought it was Alpha.
Yeah, we got our license pretty close together, if I recall correctly. But yeah, this is KO4DFO. Owes an Oscar. My name's John.
Yeah, very good, John. I forgot where you are. Tell me again.
Down in Smyrna.
Oh, very good. Smyrna. That's the center of the cultural universe.
Is it?
Sure. Just ask the police force. I'll tell you. Everything going good down there in Smyrna?
Everything's just fine in Smyrna. Yep. I've gotten a
case of what you might call a peer acquisition syndrome. I think that's what it's called. That's certainly what my wife called it. So I'm kind of scratching my head as to how I'm going to get these antennas up in the air. And if anybody has any advice there, I would love to hear it.
If you were able to, it takes a little bit of work, but if you could actually describe that and send them, even with an attached drawing, sometimes it's helpful if it's required to do that on recommendations on how to put it on your house, like what type of house do you have? Is it a single story with a, can it be eave mounted? Can it be chimney mounted? You know what I'm saying? And do you have room to put in a 25-foot mast or something? You know what I'm saying? Just those kind of things that might be asked.
Yeah, absolutely. I can put a mast in. And in fact, I started to dig, and it got about a foot down, hit that, and hit rock, and it turned into one of those multiple weekend projects with multiple tour rentals from Home Depot. And in the end, I ended up giving up because it was rock. So I did put a post there because there was a hole there, and I had to do something with it. But um, the funny part of that was I got the post sunk and everything, and I looked up, and my gosh, I didn't check to see what was above it. You can believe that. There was a branch or two in the way there, kind of a whole tree. So that one's probably not a good location for that. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I can put as far as having room for a mast, yeah, supporting structure is more the issue.
Yeah, no, like I said, if you could just maybe if you have a layout of the property, and so we might have some good advice or just the best way to do that. I was going to say, Scott in Laverne, we were joking about that. I think it was last night that, he can't dig down, like you said, almost the exact same words. You dig down, 8 inches, 10 inches, and you hit solid rock. And it's like that everywhere in his yard, he said, and so I said, why don't you just drill a hole in the rock and mount the tower to the rock?
It's not a bad idea. I can't think. If you got a drill that can do it, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's feasible, but you could conceivably, if you had a big slab, if you knew how big the rock was down there, and you were able to, it depends on what size tower you had too, but you'd hope you'd know how big that rock was, because big towers need a lot of support and a lot of weight down on the bottom of them.
Yeah, that's kind of this is really more to support like a 4x4 with some galvanized pipe, fixed to it. But looking at actual towers, I get pretty skittish pretty quick. Not the kind of thing I'd want to attempt without someone who knows a whole lot more about structural integrity than myself.
Yeah, well, there's people here who have that knowledge, and so you wouldn't be pushing too hard. I mean, it wouldn't have to. You'd get information readily, but I mean, if you can lay that out in a little email and maybe a little diagram, the people could jump in and say, here's what you ought to do, or here's a good idea.
Yeah, sure. I can surely put that together. I'm not great with pen and paper. It's going to be pretty crude, is what I'm saying. But I can at least get the information there.
Well, I'm pretty confident we have people who can read crude.
That's all it takes, right?
Doesn't take much. Earl, do you have something to say?
Yeah. I'm very up to stuff with crude. I thought I'd share something if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I did, okay, when I find a location for, the outside antenna location in my yard, so to speak, depending on how deep or this, that, and other you need to go or want to go, as I use I first started with a mobile apparatus, okay? Well, so I'm not familiar with how much a yard you got or anything like this, that, and other, but with my mobile, I drove around my yard, okay, and tried to identify the most signal strength I got from surrounding area with my terrain over here, which is very much in terms of line of sight, and above this and that is a different frequency and everything like this, that, and other. But I don't know if that's help. I mean, just drive around your yard if you can, or do it with the HT. Walk around the yard and find out where your HT can talk the most and receive the most, and put a stake in the ground. KE4 DEZ. Just being crude about being crude.
Yeah, I appreciate the advice always. I'll give that a whirl. I'm on, if it helps, I'm on probably a quarter. I want to say it's a quarter of an acre. It's a small. I'm in a neighborhood, so not tons of room. It's a pretty square lot. It is up on a hill, about 45-degree hill, steady, from the back of the house on it. So I don't know how that affects various antennas and that kind of thing, but yeah, short of a drawing, that's what I got.
All right, sounds good. Anything else for the net, John?
Nothing for me, nope.
Very good. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Oscar, and his name is John, and he's in Smyrna. And he's probably going to be looking for some help with just some installations and location, that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can pick up somebody to figure it out one way or the other. And you're not, it's not like you're far away either. I mean, you're only down in Smyrna. Anyway, so guys, keep that in mind. We might be having to help somebody with an antenna install. Anybody else? Lurkers, lollygaggers, or stragglers?
K1SPD, Romeo Echo, out of Scottsville, Kentucky.
Hold on one second, Scott. Somebody was it Kilo Quebec who in Scottsville?
That would be Kilo Quebec 4, Sierra Romeo Echo, Scottsville, Kentucky.
Very good. I think you've checked in before, but I don't remember your name.
This is Bill, and you guys are coming in kind of strong tonight, so I thought I'd jump in there and say, hey, I can hear you, you sound good.
That's great, Bill. And you sound good too. What kind of antenna are you using?
I've got a home-built 2-meter Yankee 6-element. Got it up on a 45-foot tower.
It's doing a good job. In fact, your elevation is probably pretty good up there above the ridge, isn't it?
Yeah, from my perspective, I've got a great shot to the south-southwest. In fact, probably an entire sweep all the way from Livingston, Cookville area, all the way to Nashville. And I'm high enough that I'm peeking over the hill to the west and northwest towards Bowling Green, King Valley too.
So you can spy on all of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, and of course Short Mountain. Who can't hit Short Mountain? But that's a great target. I like that one.
Well, you could stick a coat hanger in your HT and hit Short Mountain.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the nets they have off that thing there. The old Dodgers, they're always fun.
Yeah, I've been here 13 years almost, and I've never been on that net.
Well, it's on Mondays, and kind of like the rest of relaxation net that hits on Fridays too.
Well, I'd probably like it because I won't have to do the net.
Well, yeah, that's true. Kind of a conflict.
No.
Anyway, I heard you, and I just felt like, I want to give him a shout, see how well he hears me, because I can certainly hear him.
Oh, very good. And you were hearing who last? Were you hearing the Smyrna station?
Yeah, KN4 FKC, I believe, is the call sign for what I'm talking to.
Well, here I'm in Mount Juliet, and it's K4 PEW, but the club call is technically nobody ever thinks about it. It's KN4 FKV, but I'm not sure if you heard another station in there.
No, but I pulled the frequency out of repeater, the web app. I did hear you talking to a few other guys too. So.
Oh yes. I put that. I snuck that into repeater book, even though we're not a repeater, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is documented as a simplex frequency.
Yeah, but I'm surprised they let me in there because that thing is just full of either nodes or repeaters.
Sure. I see here where it does actually say simplex, so that's what also caught my attention. It's kind of fun to reach out simplex.
Well, I just wish that more people would announce their simplex frequencies in the repeater book because that way I think they get a lot more use as people drive around.
Absolutely. Okay, well, look, I'm going to back off here, and then I want to jump on. But glad to talk.
Very good. That was Kilo Quebec 4, Sierra Romeo Echo. His name is Bill, and he's up in Scottsville, Kentucky. Great to have you in there, Bill. We're here every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. Scott, I'm glad you waited.
Hey, well, I got two questions or two statements.
Yes.
What chapter of the book am I in?
What chapter? Well, you're in the lollygagger, lurkers, and sandbaggers area.
Yeah, I know. What chapter of the book?
Oh, you're right on the front. You're right. The numero uno.
Okay, and second, I'm shirtless.
Oh, good. Good to know. Yeah, we may ask for people to send in, email me the pictures, and then I can just put them up here on the screen. Because I can put anything on the screen I want to with this software.
Oh, that'd be horrible. Just do a Zoom meeting while we're doing the net.
Oh boy. Well, I'm not sure we want to do that. Hams are a really odd lot, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Um, anything for the net? Got a new microphone today for my FT710.
Is it that MD, which one is it?
The MD90.
Oh, cool. You like it?
Oh yeah, I've tuned it a little with my son. He and I were on 40 meters earlier this afternoon, and just made a couple more little adjustments, and sounds pretty good. At least I believe it does.
You're not the one. That's not the one you're on now, is it?
No, I'm on the Icom 746 because I bought this one because of you. I had to have something for 2 meter sideband after I got rid of 7100 that I bought because I had to have 2 meter sideband.
Because I like that phrase because of me, because of you. You did it.
Yeah. So right now, you owe me some money, I think.
Well, I got to send it out. I'll find it and send it out to the troops. Is that somebody made that animated cartoon about the wife that was really upset about the husband spending all his money and his paycheck on ham equipment and antennas.
Yeah, how's the joke go? When I die, please sell my radios for what they're worth, not what I told my wife I paid for them.
Yeah, that's the truth. But my wife never really asks. She just knows. She somebody goes, "Was that new?" I go, "No, I've had it about 3 years."
Well, I just break it all down. Matter of fact, we just had this discussion a week or so ago. That all the equipment that I have on hand right now, and what I've bought and sold, this, that, and the other over the years. And if I break it down and divide it by the years I've been buying stuff, it comes up to about $200 a year.
That's good. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. All right, carry on with it. K1S pretty. I did like the thumbnail though. That was good.
Ah, very good. I'm glad you did. I was hoping people would like it. It was just again, it's the Simplexton edition that ARL doesn't even know about.
What a bunch.
Well, we got to be different. There's too much. Everything in ham world is kind of similar. Just want to be different. Anyway, that was Scott. He's on Laverne, Rocky Laverne, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Did you hear the other ham that lives in Smyrna? And he says he kept on trying to put a post down and he couldn't get past about 8 inches before he hit solid rock.
Oh yeah, I gave up on the digging part years ago. I mean, all you got to do is go up and down Sam Ridley where they, shaved or carved the highway through there. You can see what we're on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, it's amazing how my mother, we grew up in an area that didn't have those kind of problems. It was mostly flat there in Western New York. Mostly, there's an escarpment where you can see a lot of rock carved out from I guess, the glaciers back in 1800s. Now, whenever the glaciers went through. But we didn't have anything. Nothing was carved through rock. We didn't need anything. When she came down here to live with me, she'd go, look at how much rock they had to take out to make this road. She was amazed.
Well, I grew up in Rockland County, in New York, and my parents, when they bought the house, my grandmother was living with us, and there was a rock in the front yard. She went out there and she told my father, said, "I'm going to get that rock out of that yard for you." Well, she dug and dug and dug, and she finally abandoned it. And he said, "Mom, that thing's about the size of a Volkswagen, probably." My father ended up, what did he do? Oh, he built a flower box all the way around it.
Yeah, some people just paint them, you know, and do like funny things on them.
Well, I got two huge ones in my backyard, and I put them there deliberately. They, when they were clearing and developing the property behind me, the fellow was back there on the track hoe one day, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, what would it cost me to get a couple of those rocks tossed in my yard?" He said, "How about a glass of tea?" And I said, "Oh, man, I can hook you up."
Oh boy, I was going to say that where I grew up, it was an excellent area for growing things. You know, there was all kinds of crops, you know, fruit crops, cherries and peaches and grapes and what else? I can't think of the other. Oh, just all kinds of stuff, but just all kinds of things. Apples was huge there as well. But beneath that topsoil of about, I'm going to say it was a foot, at least where I live. I remember trying to dig holes for something. I don't remember what it was. And you hit clay at like 12 inches, and that was the same thing as almost like hitting concrete. That clay was like the shovel would just stick in it. The tip of it would just tick, and that was as far as you could go. Anyway, that was Scott. Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta. Who's anybody else out there before we move on to 446? Well, we had a good turnout with 21 people on 2 meters. We're going to move right over now to 446, 415, unless I hear a complaint from the peanut gallery.
We don't do sideband 2 meter tonight.
Sideband 2 meters on Saturdays.
So many necks, I can't keep up.
Just means we're getting old. I told somebody today it was 6 meter net night, and it's 10 meter net night.
Well, we do have 10 meter tonight.
That's correct, but I told him 6 meters, and I was wrong. And I'm the guy doing the nets. Anyway, all right, Scott. Any other complaints?
Carry on with the mistakes. Carry on,
All right, I'm here on 446, 415. Hopefully, we've been having fun tonight. We're not doing the shirts and skins tonight, but we'll do that in the future. Anyway, we're on 446, 415. We're looking for check-ins for the north, please, or from the west. Please come in.
Kilo Bravo 9, Oscar Charlie Delta, KG4ILV.
Oh man, that's great. Hold on, we got Greg in there. Wow, Greg, I'm glad you could stay up. Kilo Bravo 9, Oscar Charlie Delta. Good to have you in there again. You said I got a great signal on 70 centimeters. You're doing anything different? You just have a vertical?
No, I'm on my Yagi.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why the signal's so big. It's huge. Very good. Again, it was Greg up in Pleasant View. And Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, and he's got his 100-foot tower and 5 watts. How you doing, Jack? Which I know you don't have.
I mean, I couldn't even dream of climbing a 100-foot tower, you know?
No, it scares me to even think about it.
Yeah, same here. Anyway, conditions sound really good tonight.
Oh, I know they're great. That was Jack, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west? Greg, you have to check in. I think Greg passed out. All right, from the south, please come now.
K1S Peter.
Ah, very good. Big signal out of Scott, Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta, and Laverne. Who else is south? All right, over to the east.
KM4YRF.
Hope you've been enjoying yourself tonight.
I have.
I never know because I tend to enjoy myself regardless of who I'm talking to. So I just hope everybody else does.
Yeah, it's good to hear all the people checking in.
Well, as well as, you know, because somebody told me a couple of times, more than a few times, they said, I like the way you just let anybody jump in there. I said, well, it's just a net. It's this isn't the army fighting, you know, Canada.
Yeah, I hear that, and I'm gonna tell you what, man. Stan, on his HT was like 35 over to me.
Well, he was on his X510 antenna too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like it really. I thought he was, had 50 watts easily, but it sounded great.
All right, I have nothing further. So control.
Very good. That's Mike, KM4YRF here in Mount Juliet. Who else is east?
KM4HQ.
Very good, KM4HQE. What are you using now there, Stan?
Same XP and same antenna pole.
Ah, very good. And 70 centimeters doesn't come across as well, but it's still full copy. Very good. That was Stan on HT on his vertical X510 Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Just goes to show you what 5 watts will do with a decent antenna. Who else? And he's roughly 17, 18 miles due east of me, or kind of due east. Who else is west, or east, I mean? East or north?
KB9RKK.
Okay, I got Frank in there with a big signal, of course, and then KD4GON up in Station Camp. It's Danny, good signal as well. So, come in again because it was a slight double, Dan. Let me hear what you have to say.
Oh, okay. Well, here's UHL.
Yeah, it sounds great. I wouldn't. It sounds as good as 2 meters to your signal on UHF.
Thank you.
Very good. Nice clear signal too. Who else is north?
Hey, Paul, you had Earl trying to check in and think for the East KB9RKK.
Earl, you still there? I can't hear him at all.
Yeah, I don't hear him either anymore. He was saying he couldn't hear anything, or it was like a triple.
Earl, if you're there, just take your shirt off and wave it.
Just Kevin in there too.
Oh, Kevin, are you in there too?
Alright, Earl says he just wants to be related, and he was making jokes about talking too much sometimes. But yeah, he was trying. I did not hear Kevin though, but like I said, it was like a double.
Yeah, I just changed my squelch, so it's noisy in my headphones anyway. It's gonna be noisy to you. But Kevin, try to come back again, please.
I'm not hearing him, Paul.
Yeah, okay, very good. I'm gonna get him in there since you guys heard him. I'm gonna take the squelch back up because it's killing me. Yeah, right. That's just one notch below it makes a huge difference. Let's see. So we had KG4 MIZ and Earl, and there's relays. And anybody else? Anybody else north? Nobody else. All righty, we're going to move right over to 28.415. And Michael, if you make an announcement over on 2 meters, if there's anybody hanging out there. On 28.415 upper side band, we'll see you there. All right, I think I lost my camera here. Hold on.
Oh, did you go to 10 meters?
Yeah, that's where I am now at 10 meters. I was watching my camera dance because I had to move around. I don't know if you saw that on the YouTube thing.
Okay, because you just dropped away and people asking about you on 446.
Yeah, I went. That's what I told them. We were coming over here. 28415. All righty, we're coming in and looking for check-ins for 28415 from the west. Please come now. We got anybody west? Please come now.
We were still over on 446415.
I know, but I said I was going to 28415.
The last thing I heard you say, you were going to turn the 12 back.
Well, I did, but I also said I'm going to move over. Anyway, tell everybody I'm over here on 28.415.
That is.
All righty. Well, okay. Maybe I didn't push the button, but I can always check the records here on YouTube. All right. You can check it in on 28415. That's KD4CVE. Who else?
Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo.
I guess I didn't say it to come over here, huh? Anyway, it's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. Who else is north or west? I'm not hearing Jack. Is anybody hearing Jack from west? Well, he'll come in there. Anybody south?
K1SPD.
Very good. You got a nice signal tonight there, Scott. That's Kilo 1 Sierra Papa Delta in Laverne. Who else is south? Anybody south or east?
KM4 a while already.
Very good. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is east?
Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. How copy of over that big city about Juliet from over here, Stick City of Cedar City. Over.
Have you checked in before? This is K4 PEW.
No, it's my first time checking in because I couldn't hear you earlier on there, so I thought I'd follow through and try this one. How copy? Over.
Doing real great on 10 meters there, Earl.
Okay, right back at you, Paul. Carry on with your bad self here, old codger man or young man, however you nomenclate yourself. I'm just gussed up, carrying on and playing on my radio stuff. Take you forward, be easy, hang on tight, enjoy the ride. We'll see you now.
Yeah, very good. That was Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. I'm pretty sure everybody recognizes Earl. Who else is east? East or anywhere, please come now. All right, we got Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November and Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Oscar. I got to get used to saying that call. I'm not used to it. And that's John in Smyrna, that Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Foxtrot Oscar, and Danny is in station camp up near Cottontown. Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November, both with good signals. Who else is any place, anywhere? Anybody, any place, please come down. All right, I think we ran out of people, but one more chance. Anybody, any place, anywhere, please come down.
Personality and accent, things like that, just plain radio. But anyway.
All right, who was the other party in there? Was there another party hadn't checked in yet? Please come now. Was there anybody in there who hasn't checked in yet? Any place, anywhere, north, south, east, or west? Shirts or skins? I can hear voices in the background, but I know that they're not for us. All right, very good. We had 11 on 70 centimeters, and we had 8 on 2 meters, and we're moving over to our semi-secret frequency 223.415. And unless I hear something different, I'm going to say it twice. 223.415, we're going to be on in a minute. Very good. We'll see you there. Appreciate all the check-ins. Have a good night. And another great net. As far as I'm concerned, it's a great net. They're all great nets, even if hardly anybody shows up. So everybody have a good night. K4PW.
So even your first one was a great one with just you?
Yeah, because who else could be better than just me? No, it was a little disappointing, but I didn't have high expectations. Anyway, we're going right now to 223. I'm going to close out the YouTube video, and we'll go from there. K4PW.
Yeah, that's because we're all vertically and horizontally and mixed-match polymerization, whatever that means.
And you find if you're still looking at the YouTube, I put the book. If you order that book called ARRL and see if you can get it. Tell them it's you're looking for the Lollygagger book.